I was at, but I thought I was doing it 1, but I guess I made a mistake. So here I am today, and it's so great being with you guys, and I'm really glad that you supported me throughout my 3 years as a toilet filmer. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, go for it. I don't really have any sort of rules or off-limit questions. I'll just use your best judgment. That's all I ask. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to see your questions. My phone's been having some technical difficulties here, but let's see the live chat. So, Floridian toilets are first. Let's start off with, wow, I missed a lot. Shirley Nelson, hello. And hello, MC Monday. Hello, NS Trains 8105. Hi, Kitty Cat. So, not sure why you can't see the number of likes and dislikes. I probably have it private. I think it's because YouTube made the dislike button, like they got rid of it, so I turned my likes back on. I can see it has 5 people watching and 4 likes. And so what I'll have out today, I scheduled the videos on, I think earlier this month, so I don't actually know what I'll be posting today, honestly, but I think it's going to be something interesting. So, what's up, Floridian Toilets and Computers? Glad you could make it. And yes, you are allowed to call me by my real name in the chat. I'm Owen. Hello, guys. So, it's going pretty well. My grandma just got her new house with the American Standard Plebe and the American Standard Colony. She's getting the new tile in, and I'm going to be installing a new toilet for her. I think it's going to be my 2020 Aquasource Henshaw, but not exactly sure yet because they're deciding which bedroom they're going to have, and I want to install the Comfort Height one closest to the master. So I'm having to scroll down in the chat for some reason. It's not doing very, I don't know, I'm stumbling over my words here, but I would have thought that the chat would be automatic, and I didn't, and I wouldn't have to scroll down. But oh, hey, BTR Plumbing, SEA Plumbing, and Liam, glad you're here. I did not smash the Rochelle. I gave it to KDMC Plumbing when I met with him and BTR. And hello, VMUT's Frenzy Finds. And chat disappeared again. What is wrong with this? Yep, face reveal. Hi, Vintage Toilets of Louisiana. And hi, EFT Plumbing. So, you can tell how many reshoots I have to take for my test videos by the amount of times I trip over my words here. So, hope you enjoy them. And hello, Vintage Toilets Texas. Hello, BMS Plumbing and Restorations. Glad you all are here today. I've got 20 viewers. That's really nice. And thank you again for supporting me for my 3 years with the toilet community. And that washcloth struggling Rochelle, that was something else. And what restaurant are you at, EFT Plumbing? Hi, Aiden, and Lycan Rocks 36, and Vintage Toilets Louisiana. Where did you go on vacation? I'd be interested to hear. Hi, Vintage Toilets New York. Hello, the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, and Floridian Toilets Computers, and Vintage Toilets Texas once again. My least favorite toilet, I've got to say, it's probably the new Kohler Highline pressure lights. I really never liked those. And, I mean, ketchup is their worst enemy, so sort of silly. Highcliff Ultras, the bull rinse could be better. Performance overall could be worse, but, I mean, they're sort of decent. And I think I can turn the camera around, so I will be able to show you my toilets. And yeah, I will. I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. But I'm going to head outside and... First of all, I've got some new toilets here with me. I've got got this guy here. It's a 2009 Vortens Vienna. It's kind of filthy on the inside, but I'm gonna do some work on this one. No one's ever seen it yet. No one knows it exists. Here is the tank for it. I can't see the live chat right now, it keeps disappearing, but I'm gonna head over outside and show you some of my recent finds. But first, let me get my Crocs on, and I'll show you guys all my toilets. So, if I can get the live chat, I can't see what you're saying when I'm outside because it's like 100 degrees and the sun is shining bright, but I will try to respond if you have questions. So here is my 1994 Kohler Wellworth light. It's got some filth on the side. Here is that Aquasource one piece that I was talking about. This is the trapway view. Looks a lot like my first generation Glacier Bay dual flush. It's got this really interesting button handle. I really like that. I think I'm going to give this to KDMC if we meet again. And it's got my favorite 400A, 200A I mean. Here's a Briggs Ultima that I got. Most of these you guys probably haven't seen before because I post about 5 months after I record my videos. But this is my Yorkville. I'm pretty good. Here is a Crane Oxford that I got while I was with BTR Plumbing. There's a buoy I found. There's my Universal Rundle Citations. Here is a very strange toilet. Probably most of you haven't seen this one yet. Maybe on my alternate channel when I posted a video of the unknown toilet. Here's a 2014 Toto Drake. My new old stock 2005 Kohler Highline pressure light. Here's my Elger Preserver. My 2006 Mansfield Alto. My 1950 Case Deluxe. Here is a Plebe, sort of dirty right now, sorry about that. Here's my Universal Rundle Nostalgia. There's a 2005 Comfort Height Cadet, my WC open rim toilet, a 2001 Kohler Rialto, and here, sorry about the mess once again, but that is my 2013 Kohler Adair. So over there is just a stack of the rest of my toilets. I'm gonna go over there real quick. I meant for this live stream to be a Q&A, but like I can't see the screen right now, so I'm just gonna show what I have in my collection right now, and I'll go back inside to answer your questions. So here is a 1944 Standard Devoro. This toilet is going to BTR Plumbing as soon as I meet him again. This is a Plebe tank, a broken flush mate. This here is just some random parts in a Gerber tank. And here is a 2012 Kohler Highline pressure light. 1963 Chicago Potteries. My 1984 Universal Rundle Newcastle, my 1996 Lamosa Sahara tank with the replacement lid. There is my green, I think this is the Briggs Prince tank. Here is a 1950 Standard Cadet. That is a 1970s Peerless. Haven't actually showed this one yet because I don't have the matching tank, but as you can see there, it's got the 4 bolts. So here's another Cadet. I believe that's my 1954 Cadet. This is an elongated beige 70s Cadet. Here is my Mansfield Imperial. Brought this all the way back from Ohio, drove it 1,200 miles to get here. There is my green Western toilet, and sorry someone is mowing the lawn right now. And here is my green Briggs Prince. And wow, they are literally on the other side of the fence. I'm just gonna move over. So there's a yellow Ingenium, my black Colony, my 1989 Artesian Atlantis, and last but not least, there is my 1954 Cadet. Thought this was 1954, but must be the 1959. So, these are my toilets, guys. And there is my very large lineup of tank lids. So, shoot, I almost tripped. So, I'm gonna go back inside after I do one flush for you. I'm gonna answer some questions you might have if I can figure out how this chat works, because I can't really see the messages. So here, I'm going to turn on my water supply. There is my 1921 Ejecto on my Kohler Sibley tank. So over here, you'll see one of my known filming spots, which currently is holding my 2011 Kohler Highline Class 5 that I got from a plumber the day before yesterday. I'm going to be restoring this one. I might do some tests on it on the live stream if any of you guys want to see that. So first I am going to go inside and look at all of the, I'm going to look at all of your, why can't I talk today? I'm going to look at all of your questions and comments. So I'm going to turn this camera back around so you guys can see my face again. So let's see. I have a regular modernist, and let's see. Any more questions? I do have a Crane Oxford. I definitely do. It's a blue one from 1960. And I gotta say that my Kohler Highline pressure light is also one of my least favorites. I do like the sound, but it flushes like an airplane toilet, and those aren't exactly known for being the best. So, definitely gotta love the Crocs. And I hope no one uses the toilet in the house either. My biggest risk would be my dog or my cat, which thankfully are not toilet trained, so I would not have to worry about any of them using my toilets. So, let's see if you got any more questions for me. Best modern toilet in my opinion, I would have to go with either the Project Source Pro Flush, I haven't been impressed with the new ones lately, or the ProFlow Calhoun, because I had one, did very well on the test. So thank you for your question, Liam. Let's see. So, Vintage Toilets, Louisiana, you came back from Branson, Missouri to St. Louis and Memphis, Tennessee. How was your trip? I think you could probably trade out your 501B if it is recalled. You might be able to call Sloan, but I wouldn't because, like, I don't know, it's not actually one that you installed and are using. But I guess if it's recalled, I mean, it's a problem with your toilet and you can't really safely use it. So I think that that would be reasonable. And I do film hand dryers now. I film in pretty much every restroom that has them. And I didn't used to before, but now I do. Oh, you're in Texas, SEA Plumbing? Welcome. And the Crane Oxford has been claimed by BTR Plumbing already, and we have plans to exchange it next time I visit. Sorry about that, Vintage Toilets, New York. And the late 80s Crane Placidus, I think those are pretty cool. I really like them. I know I gave one or two of them to BTR Plumbing, and he, I believe, has videos on his channel. So, Shirley Nelson, your school had a severe change on the manual flushing toilets. Did they go to automatic? And the San Diego Gamer, OCC are my initials. And BTR Plumbing is at California Rails and Aviation's house right now. Cool, you're doing a meetup. I like meetups. And Floridian Toilets and Computers found a round 2010 Wellworth Class 5 today. Was it the kind with the large aqua piston or the smaller one? And SEA Plumbing, you're flying back to Washington, so gotta have some more videos coming out. And Vintage Toilets New York, if I can get a standard cadet if I can get a standard cadet to you, I definitely will. And Aiden, I don't know if I can be part of the mini toilet shop. I think it's sort of KDMC and BTR's thing, but they do some pretty awesome designs, so definitely go check them out. And the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, the most hideous tank to bowl combo I've seen is probably a Kohler Wellington with an Ingenium tank. Those are awful looking. And out of all the restrooms you filmed, you found one with an Afwall Millennium. What were the other ones? And the larger aqua piston with the Ingenium style tank on that 2010 Wellworth. I wish I could find a flush valve that fits in those, but even now I still can't. I don't know what fits them. And BTR will be there for 7 days. Wow, that's a long visit. That's pretty nice. I had a lot of fun when I was with him. So I think with the 1969 Kohler Downing, Shirley Nelson, that can probably be replaced pretty easily. Definitely save that toilet. And Liam, I think that the drama right now is just another war zone that I don't need to be part of. It can all be ended like most drama. All you got to do is just block each other for the time being. If you want to get back together, by all means do. But if you feel that separating is the best thing, then by all means. But I don't really want to be part of this right now, so just my advice. My favorite Kohler toilet, Kitty Cat, is probably, I have to say, the 80s Welcomes. Those ones that look like water guards, as much as I don't like the tank version, I think those ones are really cool. I like them. And the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, you found a Ream Richmond Crescent with a Crane Athens tank. I bet that looked terrible, and I bet it didn't flush well either. And Lichen Rocks, my opinion on the Siphonic blowout F wall. With that, if it's the new ones, I like those 2000s ones. They're pretty decent, and the older ones I really like those too. Not sure what you mean, but that's what I like. My favorite 90s tank toilet, the San Diego Gamer, has to be the 90s Altos, the Comfort Height Highmont Trap 90s Altos. Not counting like the early 3.5 gallon ones, of course. But then Floridian toilets and computers, you found the pool restroom at your apartment complex. I wish they'd clean restrooms better. It's really gross. So vintage toilets of Louisiana, I like flushometer cadets a lot. My local pool actually has one. I found a rare Gerber flushometer toilet at the toilet graveyard, and I don't believe I've ever seen a 3.5 Crane Highmont, but my Kroger actually has a 90s Highmont. I think they're going to replace it if they haven't already. And Laura Martin, your school's got some Kohler Bardens. How old are they? And the PNW Rails 10, replace the aqua piston on every Kohler toilet since it has short flushes. Definitely, I agree with that. I'm going to be installing a Kohler toilet after this live stream is over, and I'll do my best to replace that aqua piston. Hello NJC Plumbing, welcome to the stream. And California Rails and Aviation says, BTR put a nail in my bike's tire. Well, BTR, I guess you better pull it out. Or not, because you're joking, but... Hi Vardan Tandon, sorry if I butchered your name, but glad you could join. Hi Josu Juarez, glad you made it. Or I guess Kirby, hi Kirby. And doors, locks, knob, levers, fans, etc. Got a new Madeira at your school. Shirley Nelson replaced another toilet seat in the Kohler Downing. Glad they kept the toilet, but if the seat's broken, then it's probably best to be replaced. And BTR filmed two 80s cadets not long ago at a pool. That's pretty cool. Were they the comfort height on a tank, or were they on flushometer? And the most unexplainable mismatched tank to bull combo I've seen, I don't know. Most of them can be explained by the original tank broke and somebody just found some random tank and installed it. So I really don't know, but the weirdest I've seen has got to be... What is it? I really don't know. I did find a Kilgore comfort height with a 2000s Elger Patriot tank and a Vitromet slid. The seat didn't even stay up on that one. That was sort of cursed. And the light was out in the restroom too, so that didn't help either. And Vintage Toilets Louisiana, the Highmont was on flushometer. Was it a 90s one or like the 2000s kinds? Kitty Cat, I've never been to Tampa, Florida, but I have been to Jacksonville in 2018. When I was there, I went to the Disney store. I found two Briggs toilets. Don't remember what they were, but they were on a tank. My motel room had a 1997 Kohler Barrington, and I believe the Cocoa Beach Public Library, which I attended the event at, had a Highline on flushometer or some other newer Kohler toilet. And many standard Madeiras were replaced by the new Madeiras. That is really unfortunate, and I think I punished one for replacing one of those. And Vintage Toilets New York, I'm sure you'll find some more vintage toilets because you find a lot of cool stuff. And definitely New York's got some really old stuff. My mom used to live there, and she had a blue toilet in her house, so that's pretty cool. You'll probably find something. So, Siphonic Heimat at your local hospital must be a 1.28 flushometer because they don't usually siphon. Floridian toilets and computers. The oldest toilet I've ever found was a 1890 Trenton Potteries, in fragments and totally destroyed, but that was the oldest. The oldest intact and flushable is my 1901 John Douglas Lotus. Still have that beauty, and you can see the tests on my channel. And CSM Plumbing found an Elger Patriot that you can hold it because the bolts were not placed good. Does that mean that they leak, or did the tank just wobble around? And Burris Syracuse Railfan Productions 4040. I'm doing great. How are you? So BTR, glad you didn't put a nail in that tire. That would have been pretty bad. But honestly, probably a mistake if you did. So probably no hard feelings if you actually did put a nail in it. But oh well, just a joke though. Cleanest restroom you've been to is your local library. Every library I've been to has very clean restrooms, partly because they're not really used very much. And a nail ended up in your tire. Okay, that's sort of a confusing story. So a nail ended up in your tire. BTR didn't put it there, but you ran over a nail. So BTR, you better go fix that tire before he calls the police. And you flushed 100 feet down a Toto CT705. I bet it took it, honestly, because those things, they can perform like really well. So, hi Kirby. Your name isn't really that difficult to say. And NJC Plumbing, the most powerful toilet I've ever seen or filmed was the 1990s Crane Heimat with the clogged siphon jet that totally overflowed onto the wall. Claire Palmer, hello, glad you could join today. SEA Plumbing, you found an old Briggs toilet at a bowling alley a few days ago. Might go to Walmart next if they aren't busy. Hope you find something good at Walmart. I honestly doubt it, but that'll be a first if you find something besides like a Madeira or High Crest, one of those common ones. Welcome back, EFT Plumbing. And have I ever seen a Highline pressure light replace an older High Crest? Usually, I don't see them switch the configurations. When they have a toilet on flushometer, they will usually install another one, but I have seen pressure lights replace other things. So hopefully your middle school does have the original 80s toilets. I will definitely go check that out if you film them, San Diego Gamer. So California Rails and Aviation, cadets were on a tank, and you showed him in a bunch of pools so he could get content. That's pretty cool of you, thanks. So, Claire Palmer, I'm doing great. How are you? The PNW Rails 10, will you film BTR's flushometer toilets? I didn't get some. I didn't get them all, but I did get the Zurn EcoVantage. I got the 1999 Madeira, and I think I did a short video of his Highline on flushometer that I brought him. Hello, AC units and fans. Glad you could make it. And Elijah C. I have actually, yes, I have seen a modern toilet replaced with a vintage toilet. I have done it in my house. My 2009 Kohler Highline was replaced with a 1959 Cadet, but anywhere else, no, I really haven't. Really haven't seen any new stuff replaced, or vintage stuff replace new stuff. So, the most unexplainable tank to bowl combo you've seen is a Mansessa Aquasur with a Crane Radcliffe tank. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I'm guessing that they probably broke the Crane Radcliffe bowl and just bought a Mansessa bowl, since I imagine those are pretty cheap toilets. And Kirby, you've got a shard of your standard Compton. That's really sad. I wish it didn't break. And the Project Source dual flush replacements. Honestly, that Compton would have been amazing. That sucks. So, Lycan Rocks X36, hope I'm pronouncing your name right. You found a Kohler Cimarron with a toilet seat that wouldn't stay up. I've usually seen the Glacier bays do that. They do that so much, but I don't think I've ever seen a Kohler that does that. And your 2004 Mansessa Bellin is like 80 or 90 pounds. That's pretty heavy, but I'd expect a one-piece toilet to be around 100. That's what mine are. So, interesting. Found a lighter one-piece toilet. And your hotel's got a 1989 Briggs Conserver. That's pretty cool also. The rarest toilet I've ever filmed, probably, it's got to be my 1915 Cornell Searle toilet. Nothing online about them, and pretty much I'm the only one that's ever found one. So I gotta say that's my rarest. Unfortunately, it's no longer with us because I had to dissect it due to its damages. And Sanitary Channel, hello, I'm glad you could make it. And Kirby, I have been to Buc-ee's. I've been to the world's largest Buc-ee's actually, but I did not film the toilets at any of them. And Kitty Cat, I'm not going to punish the pressure light BTRs getting it. So if it breaks on the way, we might drop it off of the forklift or something, but I have no plans to destroy it since it's in perfectly good shape. And hi, Jordan Stroop 327. Glad you could make it. And Tadet 184, hello. And the Highmont that Lycan Rocks found, 1990s. I've seen a few of those myself. My Kroger's got one, mentioned it before. And Tadet 184 is your new name. I'm not sure what your old name was, but hello. And if I found a 2000s Kingston and it was broken, I would probably punish it. If it's not broken, I would probably give it to BTR or KDMC. But I think they both already have them, so who knows? And so the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, weirdest toilet replacement I've ever seen is, really don't know honestly, can't think of it off the top of my head, but honestly I really don't know. I'd have to think about that. And BTR says, for those of you who are confused, you did not put a nail in his tire. He ran over it during a bike trip. So BTR, you're totally innocent, and you can tell the police that you did not put the nail in the tire. They'll probably believe you. So Floridian Toilets and Computers says, the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic found a 1989 Kohler Downing at Walmart. You definitely should film that. That's really cool. I bet it was in the ladies' room though, so good luck. And so you didn't film it, Frenzy Toilet Fanatic? Why not? And what's better, a 1980s Athwall or a 1980s Water Guard? I assume you mean Kingston Water Guard, and I would say that the Kingston Water Guards are probably a little bit better, although I have never seen one. And hi, Kirby Gamer 0715. Hello, Darfield Zone, glad you could make it. And Laura Martin, your school's got some Kohler Dexters, pretty nice. And Aiden, you've got a toilet in your basement. It's a Delta, but it's pretty old. And if it's heavy rain, it makes your whole system flood. That kind of sucks. Hopefully you can get someone out there to fix that. And Retro Toilets, Utah, Texas, and Montana. Would I ever consider installing a pressure light or the plebe unless it's installed? I would consider installing a plebe, but I don't really want to install a pressure light. They always tend to give me trouble. So, and Lycan Rocks 36, your school used to have these toilets branded Siphon Jet, and they replaced them with Glacier Bay toilets because they kept clogging up. Those Siphon Jet toilets, I've heard of them, and that was probably an early 20s model when they first came out with the Siphon Jet. Maybe like a Trenton Potteries or a Maddock or a Crane or something. Not really sure, but I'll have to look into that. And CGL Plumbing, you're the same person as the San Diego Gamer. I'll go subscribe to you if I haven't already. And thank you for congratulations on 3,000 subscribers. I'm actually to 4.7 now, and this is my 3-year special. And Retro Toilets, Utah, Texas, and Montana, your school's got 35 to 45 Kohler Kingstons and 3 American Standard Athwalls. It's got to be a pretty big school. And California Rails and Aviation, some people do collect toilets, but you collect railroad crossing bells. You've got 6. That's pretty cool. I've seen a few of those myself. I might film them if I ever find one again. Vintage Toilets New York, 30 toilets is a lot. Congratulations. And Daniel Gomez 2004, I have been to San Francisco one time. I went in 2019, filmed a Cadet 3 and a Glacier Bay dual flush at a pizza place, and I filmed a Acorn stainless steel toilet and an Acorn urinal at the Fisherman's Wharf. And the VMUT's Frenzy Finds found 1990 Kilgore urinals. That's pretty cool. Those are not very common. And the PNW Rails 10 filmed a video of a dysfunctional aquapiston I'm not surprised. Those things tend to have issues. And Darfield Zone. It's weird. A lot of older buildings I visit have new toilets. I do see a lot of vintage urinals, but the toilets are most always replaced. I don't know why they do that. Probably because they think urinals use less water. But honestly, I wish they just stick to the old toilets. I like them better that way. And Jordan Stroop 327, I'm glad you're here once again. And Kirby Gamer, you miss your local Kroger. Did it move out, or did they renovate, or what exactly happened with your Kroger? And every vintage toilet always gets replaced with Madeiras. That really sucks. I actually found an Elder Patriot on a tank, a 90s Patriot that got replaced with a Madeira. It's weak and it clogs a lot. Needs the toilet brushed pretty frequently. And overall, they probably should have just saved the Patriot. And so Darfield Zone, a lot of the women's rooms do have good stuff. I agree with you. I found a lot of good stuff in the ladies' rooms too. Honestly, since I think it was the toilets of North Carolina got onto the registry for filming the ladies' rooms, I think I'll probably sort of ease off of that, but they do definitely have better fixtures. Maybe I can get my mom to go in there and film some. But Kirby Gamer at your school's girls' room has all Madeiras. That kind of sucks. And NJC Plumbing, your city is nothing but 70s cadets. There's one at your KFC, and it's a bedpan lug comfort height elongated. That's awesome, especially rare for KFC too. My bowling alley's got the exact same thing. And the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, you saw Kohler Downing when you were 5. That's really cool as well. And CGL Plumbing, definitely try to film those toilets at your school. I'll go check them out as soon as you have the video up. And Kirby Gamer 0715, it is Josu Juarez on your gamer account. Hello. And yeah, autocorrect sucks, especially on my phone. It's horrible. Hi Heather Seed Clark, welcome to the stream. And Darfield Zone, the best toilet I've ever seen in person, gotta be my standard Devoro. That thing is unstoppable. I can flush microfiber rags, I can flush large cotton shirts, swim shirts, dish towels, anything you can imagine down that toilet. It's amazing. And Floridian Toilets and Computers, you'll be back in 10 minutes after checking the dumpster at your apartment complex. Hopefully you can find a Briggs Abingdon there or something. That would be pretty cool. And Kitty Cat, new pressure lights are one of the most common toilets in the community and also overrated. They are pretty common. They are very, very common toilets here, especially at Whataburger. And Heather C. Clark, thank you for your congratulations. I am glad to be here live, my first time ever. And Kitty Cat is VTFL. Thank you, Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, for clarifying that. I did not know. So, hi VTFL. And Laura Martin, you used to have an American Standard Cadet 3. Was it any good? And Shirley Nelson says, a super weak Kohler Barden got replaced with a brand new Washbrook at your school, and it was flushing pretty decent. Not surprised, those Washbrooks tend to do better than the old ones. And Daniel Gomez, 2004, says, are you going to film so many restrooms in other states like JMCD? If I go to other states, I'll definitely film the restrooms, but I'll only go to other states for vacations or family visits. I don't plan to go just for the restrooms. And Kirby Gamer wonders if anyone comes to Fort Worth. I might in the future, but I don't really have any reason to go as of now. And SEA Plumbing says that you enjoy uploading to the toilet community, but you're more into planes, which you would have uploaded a planes channel, but you don't fly enough to start a second channel. Yeah, most people don't usually fly on airplanes a lot. Maybe for like a pilot or something, or a flight attendant, or you've got to travel for work a lot. But airplanes are just one of those things that you do once in a while. And Vintage Toilets New York says the first toilet you ever found is a Kohler Wellworth Class 5 in the trash, and that you did not collect it. I got one a couple days ago. It's a Highline from 2011. And Laura Martin, you've got a 1999 Alto. That's pretty cool. I like those. And Kirby Gamer, your Kroger closed down. Sorry to hear that. I've got a Kroger near me, and they're doing renovations right now, so I will do a video in the new restroom when they have it remodeled. And CSM Plumbing, women's restrooms always have vintage toilets. Yeah, they definitely have got them more than the men's rooms. Probably because every time you look up a video, someone blowing up a toilet, it's always in the men's room. So when I say blowing up, I mean with like fireworks or something like that. And the PNW Rails 10 says every time you go up to Vancouver, British Columbia, there are a lot of 3.5 gallon toilets. That would be because Canada discontinued 3.5 gallons in 2007, whereas the US discontinued them in 1990, I think 1997 for commercial toilets and 1994 for residential toilets. So Canada had them a good while longer after we got rid of them. And Vintage Toilets New York, the second toilet in the trash you found is something vintage. That's pretty cool. Hope you were able to get it. And Retro Toilets Utah, Texas, Montana. The Utah Jordan School District sucks at choosing toilets. What is your favorite toilet or urinal? My favorite toilet's got to be that Siakto I had. And it's now in Minnesota. Someone came all the way from Minnesota to Texas, paid me $400 for the sink and toilet matching set of orchid color, and drove it all the way up there to put it in a jazz club. But that is my favorite toilet. And Daniel Gomez, 2004, your Uncle Paco replaced his 2001 Eldridge Savoy and his 1995 Mansfield Altos with 2 jacuzzi toilets in 2021. I saw your videos. I think they were jacuzzi Lindsay's, if I remember correctly. Got one in my garage. And Aiden, I hope the system connects to your server down the block, but the plumber says the pipe is leaking there, so that is one that is fixed. Yeah, I hope he gets that fixed too. And QXYZ, colonies suck. Yeah, I agree. I got rid of one at my grandma's house for clogging too much, and I think I'm going to get rid of the one at her new house if it gives me too much trouble. And hello, Interstate 95 YouTube videos. Glad you could make it. And Darfield Zone says that one of your backyard, not backyard, what am I talking about? One of your local swimming pools has a 1982 American Standard Cadet that replaced a 2010 Cadet 3. That is pretty cool. I've never seen a vintage toilet replace a modern toilet anywhere but in my house. Except actually the plebe replaced the colony, but like my house, my grandma's house, any of those. But I haven't seen it in public. And Jordan Stroop 397 says there is one place in your area that has Kohler Penrhins. That's pretty cool. There's an office building near my house that's got Kohler Penrhins, got Stanwells, and unfortunately in the first floor they replaced them with a new Madeira and a 2000s Madeira. And BTR gave you a mini Ingenium. Been torture testing it since you got it. He gave me one too, and I did some tests on it as well. Got something in my eye. So Darfield Zone, you have filmed, but you haven't filmed it, but plan to sometime. Hope you can. I look forward to seeing it in your video. And Kirby Gamer, your Kroger used to have a Kohler Wellworth before being replaced with a ProFlow Bull Rinseless toilet. Yeah, those ProFlows, never known to have the best bull rinse. Unless they're the open rim, like Abingdon toilets, those ones are decent, but like the Carltons, the Gilpins, and Jarrett's, those don't really have good bull rinse. And yeah, Kirby Gamer, your phone, your autocorrect, it's kind of funny. But mine, the autocorrect is just like annoying to me. And VMUT's Frenzy Finds, I really don't care for washout urinals either. The only washdowns that I really find decent are those new ProFlows like I filmed at my public pool. I think the new Washbrooks, as much as I don't like them, I think they do pretty well on normal use. And there's got to be another one I'm thinking of, but overall I really don't care for the washdown urinals. They just seem to leave stuff behind and clog up with minerals. And Retro Toilets, Utah, Texas, Montana. One of your videos for the 2009 Kohler Cimarron test and videos of all your toilets in your house won't upload. You'll just say you have 4 toilets, which replaced the plebe, sadly. Well, sorry to hear about the plebe. And hello, Interstate 95 YouTube videos. And, yep, your phone, your autocorrect. What I do with the autocorrect is I type the word Kohler, and then usually if you tap the word, like if it comes up with 3 suggestions on my phone, it would do Kohler, then Kohler spelled wrong, and then something else. Just tap the one on the far left, and that should create Kohler as a word. And then if you type Kohler, it won't autocorrect it anymore. So Darfield Zone, you wonder why your girlfriend's family is going to replace the blue conserver in Highline Class 5s, or what they're going to be replaced with. They're probably, since you're interested in toilets, Darfield Zone, they're probably going to get your advice, so hopefully they'll replace it with something good. And hopefully they will donate them to the Restore as well. And since they are in Florida, hopefully one of the Floridian toilet filmers can go to the Restore and film those toilets, maybe even get them for their collections. And Jordan Stroop 327, you hate autocorrect as well. As an iPhone user, you constantly deal with it. Yeah, I've had autocorrect be really weird lately. Like every time I say it, it'll correct it to I'd, like I apostrophe D. I don't get why it does that, but it just does that all the time for me, and I end up having to rewrite comments. And California Rails and Aviation, I do agree. I prefer Boeing to Airbus as well. My dad works in the airline industry, and I know a little bit about it, but not really very much at all. And you've got CGL Plumbing. You've got a 1999 Crane Galaxy Light. Would that be the kind that flushes like a Highmont or the front flusher? I think it's the Highmont, like the kind that flushes like the Highmont, because the Elites are the front flushers. And Darfield Zone, hopefully they keep that blue conserver. I hope so too, because I'd like to see it pop up on your channel. But unfortunately, if they're replacing all the if they're renovating the bathrooms, they're probably going to get rid of it. And Daniel Gomez, you remember when Cameron destroyed that Glacier Bay? Yeah, that was funny. Threw a rock right through the tank. And I think another YouTuber actually reviewed that video. I think Xavier Rodriguez was the fighter for Glacier Bay. If you go watch that video, you can see. I don't remember who it was. If I remember at the end of the stream, I'll put a link to that video in the description. But I think it was called like the Toilet Community or Underground Toilet Society or something like that. It was pretty funny. Those people tend to make pretty good videos. And Kirby Gamer, you got an old phone and replacing it with the Galaxy S10 Plus. Not sure how those are, but I imagine if you did your research, it's probably a pretty good phone. And the Frenzied Toilet Fanatic, have I ever seen a toilet tank to bowl combo worse than the Ream with the Athens tank? I think so, yeah. I found a 1960s Gothic logo Cadet with a Home Depot value tank. I bet that thing didn't even flush. And and the seat didn't stay up either. So VTFL Plumbing, what is my opinion on the 1970s to 90s Elger Sanus toilets? I have never actually seen one in person, but I think they're pretty good. And hello random YouTube channel, glad you could make it. And Interstate 95 YouTube videos, you may be behind, but you're still here. And Tadet 184, you're going to film that Walmart toilet because one of them has a weird aff. I would be interested to see what the aff wall looks like, because I found one with a hole pointing straight up from the siphon jet, kind of weird looking. And Vintage Toilets Louisiana, sorry to hear about your jacuzzi era. That was a decent toilet. Wonder what happened to it. And Kirby Gamer, you bought a Madeira to wreck it with a wrecking ball at your dad's work. That sounds pretty cool, honestly. I wrecked mine with a bowling ball. So, Vintage Toilets New York, all the toilets you found in the trash and did not take. Kohler Wellworth Class 5, Briggs & Servers, 60 Gerbert Mount Vernon, 2000s Kohler Wellworth, and a Nisa Pro. Well, good riddance to the Nisa Pro, but like the rest would have been interesting to see. And Kirby Gamer, autocorrect really sucks. I agree with you there. And Lycan Rocks, you've actually traveled in an Airbus A339-200, Boeing 737 NG, and Airbus A320S. Not sure what those look like, but I have been in a 737. Engine spool is the best on these aircraft. And yes, screw autocorrect, it sucks. Rarest toilet you found is a Briggs conserver from 1991. Briggs conservers are pretty rare in my area too, but I was able to find a Comfort Height one with a Lamosa tank in New Mexico. So there's a 3.5 Abingdon tank, but that's it in the dumpster. I've got a 3.5 Abingdon tank that I actually pulled out of a dumpster. Someone smashed the bowl. But Interstate 95, got a few videos to upload. I'll go check that out. And Kirby Gamer, the rarest toilet you found was a vintage Neolo. That is pretty rare. I found some of those at that weird restroom with the bathroom. And Kirby Gamer, no equals Toto. Yeah, some of those, like those CT708s, they don't work too well. And Daniel Gomez, your own house is going to have a 2000s Kohler Wellworth, block logo American Standard Plebe, Lamosa Sahara, and a 2000s American Standard Madeira. Hope you can hook up a Madeira to your house, but if you want that, you might end up getting a pressure assist cadet, because I think you'd have to have like larger pipes going into your house to support a flushometer. And Vintage Toilets New York, you found about 2 hydras. I've seen a bunch of those around my area too. Random YouTube channel, you'd say the Briggs you found is probably a conserver, but it's got a long trapway. You'll probably post a video of that. I'll go check it out and see what kind it is. And Aiden came back from Florida. Your aunt's got a Madeira with a baby Devoro. That's pretty interesting. Is it like the Master Madeira on the low tank from the 30s, or does she have a flushometer toilet in her house or apartment? Sounds pretty interesting, honestly. And how do I possibly remember all these toilets? I really don't know, but I seem to have the memory of an elephant. And also, iPhone autocorrect is immaculate. Yeah, autocorrect is amazing, totally amazing, and I love it. And Retro Toilets, Texas, Utah, and Montana. You've got 1 Kohler Highline Arc, 1 Kohler Cimarron Class 5, 1 Kohler Highline Pressure Light, or Kohler just Pressure Light, not sure if it's a Highline, from 2005, 1 Project Source Pro Flush. And you'll do your best to get those videos up, maybe today, possible next week. I'll go check those out. And one upstairs is a blackish baby Devoro. That's pretty cool. Never seen a black baby toilet before. And you'd love to buy that conserver Frenzy Toilet Fanatic. If Darfield Zone's girlfriend lives anywhere near your restore, that'll be good luck for you. And I hope you can get it if they don't price it like my restore does. Because if it was my restore, God knows they charge $200 for it. I bet they would. And if you can find what restore it is, VTFL Plumbing, definitely get that conserver. And Aiden, the one in a pole house, has a new 1970s, I think either Concorde or Cadet. Not sure what you're trying to say there. Or no, conserver. Yeah, conserver. I've seen some 1970s. I've seen an Abingdon in my aunt and uncle's old house. And Kohler may be considered bringing back a water guard. I've been told by them and the Ingenium just the 1.6. That'd be very interesting to see a 3.5 gallon toilet come back. And to that 184, we've got a thermostat which changes to 85 every time at 6:30, and it's driving you insane. Yeah, it would drive me insane too. That's what my room gets to when I don't have the AC turned on. Can't sleep. And Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, gotta love that autocorrect there. It's conserved. Elijah Leonard, hello. And I'm glad you could make it. Laura Martin, that Cadet 3 was a good performer. I assume it was an older one. And Kirby Gamer now leaves the upside down question mark alone. That's interesting. So Lycan Rocks 36, rarest toilet you've ever seen was an American Standard Cadet, a powerful one at your YMCA. I bet it was a Comfort Height 70s to 90s Cadet, because I don't think I've heard of a YMCA with a tank toilet before. And CGL Plumbing, got high expectations since your elementary school has everything original except the paper towel dispenser, which is replaced with an automatic dispenser, but it has 9 Heimonts and 8 Worltons. Well, I wonder if that original dispenser was like knocked down when they were doing the Devious Licks channels, or the challenges, but glad they didn't mess up the Worltons. And 4 days ago you found a Toto Drake toilet with a rare handle, Daniel Gomez. I saw that video. It's got a lot of rust in the tank. I didn't know they made Toto Drakes that long ago, but the amount of rust definitely looks like it's from 2004. And Heather Seed Clark, have I ever seen an awful sounding hand dryer before? Yes, I've seen one that sounds terrible, so loud, and it was at an axe throwing place, of all places. I don't remember what it was called. I knew at one time, but it's like the little white plastic ones. And Daniel Gomez found a Toto Drake with a rare handle. That's pretty cool. And California Toilet Editor Alternate, using his alternate channel. So Daniel Gomez 2004 has seen 2 pressure assist American Standard Yorkvilles in person. I saw 2 at a rest stop. I think it was in some other state, and an American Standard aft wall in the handicap stall. And I saw, I think, 5 of them in a lobby at a hotel in Galveston with the newer style tanks, even though they were like that 14-inch rough-in style tank. They were real fat tanks, but they were like that newer 2000s Cadet style. And I think I saw another pressure assist Yorkville at a gas station in Virginia, and I had another one. I saw 4 under a restaurant in Galveston, but can't think of any more at the moment. And there in BTR Plumbing, there is a new pressure assist Yorkville in Mount Pleasant for $60, and it has an H2 option dual flush tank. I actually looked on Facebook Marketplace, saw that exact same toilet. I'll bet they'd flush that and it would just trickle. They'll probably end up, that person will get a bad review. Hopefully they don't sell it. And Retro Toilets in Montana, you're shocked that you told me they're bringing back the Ingenium, but of course they're going to put an aqua piston in it, because why not? They always do that. Yeah, I think just about every toilet's got an aqua piston except for the pressure assist ones, and I'm not too fond of that. But when I install the Kohler toilet tonight at my aunt and uncle's house, I will do my best to get that out. If it's the 4-inch one, there's not much I can do, but if there's a 2-inch, you can bet I'll put a 2-inch flush valve in there and make the flush a good length so it won't clog. And Aiden, have I ever seen a golden toilet video? I believe that I think BTR found a golden, like it was a golden Gerber Maxwell somewhere at some sort of plumbing store. I have seen that video before, and also JMCD filmed a golden Kohler High Crest somewhere. Don't remember which video that was, but I have seen golden toilet videos. And VTFL Plumbing, your iPhone 13 is a 5G phone, but AT&T is not very good, so you can't use 5G. They just put in the fiber optic cables for 5G in my neighborhood, but I don't think my phone gets it either. And the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, ADA conservers are common there. I've only seen one in person, but I definitely want to get one sometime. Heather C. Clark, when is my birthday? My birthday's in September, but I'd rather keep it private, just for my own personal safety. I mean, obviously you guys wouldn't want to harm me, but like, I'd rather not give out as much. I'd rather keep as much personal information as possible personal. I once again, I'm tripping over my words, but all right, let me see if I can say this again. I'd rather keep my personal information personal, but if you want, you can contact me in private and I can tell you. But also, if you want a hint, I have seen a toilet made on my birthday. It was an Elger Patriot. So if you can find that Elger Patriot made on my birthday, that's when my birthday is. And Kirby Gamer found a Priolo, but it was replaced with a Sloan toilet. That kind of sucks. Is it a rear outlet Sloan toilet? Because I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. And California Railvan got some strong opinions on Airbus. Honestly, I don't really know much about aviation, but I imagine there's some bad, some good, just like with toilets or anything else. And VMUT's Frenzy finds my phone quality is better than yours. Not at the moment, because my phone screen's acting crazy and it's got lines through it. It got wet when I went canoeing and it's sort of just dying right now. And Floridian Toilets and Computers, the rarest toilet you've seen is a 1920s extended lip Devoro. That is really awesome. And Kirby Gamer, you've got AT&T. I do too. They took about 6 months to put the cables down and we aren't really impressed with them. And Darfield Zone, would I rather have an American Standard Champion 4 Max or a Capizzi toilet? I had a Capizzi toilet, I had a Champion 4 Max, smashed them both. So I would say that I would rather have a Champion 4 Max to torture, because I've got some ketchup laying around and that would be pretty fun. But I also would like a Capizzi that doesn't have a flush valve top stuck in it. And Aiden, your school's got an American Standard Clinic. That's pretty interesting. Do you have like a science lab or something, or like for when they do like dissections of animals? Not really sure what you use a clinic for at a school. And Daniel Gomez found a hotel with a block logo American Standard Plebe, and you've seen a few block logo plebes in person before. That's also pretty cool. I've got a block logo plebe at my grandma's house. California Toilet Editor, using your main account now. Heather C. Clark, autocorrect is amazing. Sorry, it's a Wellworth from Retro Toilets, Utah, Texas, and Montana. And California Rails and Aviation's got a flight simulator. You can fly a 737 and land it smoothly. That's pretty cool. And Cadet 184, you've got a really harsh toilet test with a whole roll on the aft wall. Honestly, if it's a new aft wall, I think it'll take a bunch of flushes, maybe overflow, maybe if you like, I don't know, 100 feet's a lot, or I mean a whole roll, whatever. Probably a similar amount, honestly. If it's a 2000s AFWall, you'll probably end up overflowing it, so I wouldn't recommend that. And an old AFWall, if it's on the right pressure, it'd probably take it. And yeah, Floridian toilets and computers, I'd like to see that conserver on your channel. And Shirley Nelson, I can sleep in my bed, and I will when it's nighttime. And Floridian toilets and computers, does KDMC have an 80s Kilgore? I don't actually know. I don't think he does, honestly. And Cadet 84, yeah, Shirley Nelson's here, but I mean, everyone's welcome on my channel right now. So, Kirby Gamer, should you buy a Cadet 3 or a pressure assist Kohler, not the loud ones? I think the only pressure assist Kohler you can buy now is a Barrington pressure light or a Kohler Highline pressure light. And I don't know, I think that they are probably loud. So, like, I don't know, pressure assist toilets, you can hear them throughout the house. So I think whatever pressure assist toilet you get, you'll hear it. But I would honestly go for the Cadet 3 because you can repair the tank parts. They're just standard Fluid Master. You can get them at Home Depot if the flapper goes bad, fill valve handle. Pretty much all standard parts. But pressure assist, you got to pay $100 to get the new vessel or replace the cartridge, which I don't know how to do. And you probably have to look that up or call a plumber. So honestly, I'd recommend a Cadet 3. And Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, have I ever seen a public toilet with a mismatched colored tank? I have not, but I did find a Gerber Mount Vernon with a beige tank lid. It was a white Mount Vernon with a beige tank lid. And I found a 1930s pink standard compact with a white 1961 Gerber Mount Vernon tank. So I also did find a beige Elger Weymouth with a Home Depot value tank, and it was white. So I have seen color mismatches, but not very often. And would I rather have a standard Cadet or a standard Expulso by Darfield Zone? I would definitely rather have an Expulso because I've got a few Cadets already. And that is what Floridian Toilets and Computers said as well. So, California Toilet Editor, what is an Expulso? I think it's one of those 30s toilets. It might have an extended, I don't think it has an extended lip. I think it's sort of similar to like the Siacto a little bit. It looks a little different, but you can probably find a video on YouTube. And CSM Plumbing tested your mini Springfield, which is the Ingenium sold by BTR and KDMC's mini toilet shop, and those are pretty good. I like mine. Kirby Gamer, I would definitely like to see a plumbing channel. I'll go subscribe as soon as you do. And Heather C. Clark, not sure what you mean by automatic or manual. And Shirley Nelson, I don't really want to go to bed right now since I'm in the middle of a live stream, but you can bet I will when it's nighttime. And Aiden, you got a 2004 Cadet at your other pool house, but replaced it with a Kohler Kingston water guard. Dang. Definitely that's an interesting replacement. Must have moved the bathroom or something, because like I heard that different buildings will install wall-mounted toilets so they don't have to drill into the slabs and make pipes. So or lay pipes, I mean. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Must have got that Kingston water guard from a restore or something. And Lycan Rocks 36, still remember that your old school had a 1991 Briggs Conserver and a Cadet. In the girls' bathroom, it has a Universal Rundle Athens and a Kohler Wellworth. Also a Cadet, which was okay, and a Fluid Master. So that's a pretty interesting selection. And it's 1:50 p.m. Here where I am, it is 1:59, and it was at 1:50 when you said that. Wow, I'm like 10 minutes behind on these comments. So then the random YouTube channel, you're heading to a new school and you might find some Santons and 60s Madeiras. That's pretty cool. I really like those toilets. And Daniel Gomez, seen a Kohler Barrington in person, and it was at a hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. I have seen a Barrington at a Motel 6 in Kissimmee, Florida. I've seen a Kohler Barrington at a small town Texas gas station. And I think I've seen another one somewhere, but can't put my finger on it. And should you punish the bad toilet that's in your shed, Kirby Gamer? What toilet's in your shed? I think it was a Project Source. If you want, maybe like do some dirt tests or something, or something to make it fail so that it has reason to be punished. And California Toilet Editor, you've never seen a Kohler Barrington. Well, that is good luck to you because those new ones, they just kind of suck. And Aiden, baby Devoros are pretty cool. Hi Turtles Taurus, welcome to the stream. And one, right? I look forward to seeing that on your channel. And CGL Plumbing, they replaced it before. It was 3 different replacements. For the first one was the one you push down. Second one was the one you pull down, and that was installed in 2018. And 2021 they installed automatic. Well, honestly, I'd say I've got to prefer the manual. And before Devious Licks, they replaced the paper towel dispenser. Well, I'm glad no one destroyed it again. And took Tristras 389, took 2 hours to get the original fill valve out. I feel your pain there. I had to get a fill valve out of my Kohler Sibley tank. That thing was a pain in the butt. Ended up cracking the tank too. So, still usable. It's out there. Maybe you saw earlier on my live stream, but it's out connected to my 1921 standard ejecto, which I have not posted yet. So, there's a sneak peek for you guys. And Darfield Zone, have I ever seen a 2000s American Standard Cadet with a 1990s Orion toilet tank? There's one at a Chinese restaurant in your area called Chinese Taste. Orion toilets are pretty rare, and I've never seen a 2000s Cadet with one of those. Typically, the Orion toilet tanks crack. They crack really easily, so I'd be surprised to see an Orion tank on anything. And the flushometer message is for the Baby Devoro Aiden. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think if it's a newer one, that's definitely better than on a tank. And Frenzy Toilet Fanatic, have I ever seen an Eldred Ellis? I don't believe I have. That would be pretty interesting if I did. And Gerber Mount Vernon toilets in your public school portables. My public school had portables as well. Went for 1 semester in 2016, but I did not see any toilets. And Downey Kaiser has a 2000s American Standard Madeiras. Most of the 2000s Madeira at Downey Kaiser got replaced with brand new ones. Well, honestly, I'd say good riddance to those 2000s ones. Not sure what or who Downey Kaiser is, but glad they got rid of those older ones. And a whole roll of toilet paper is 200 feet. That's a lot of toilet paper. And Laura Martin asks, have you ever heard of rocket restrooms and fencing? Don't believe I have. And Aiden, when you're going to your family's house, you want to see if they have a universal rundle. Well, if they live up around the Dallas, Texas area, I wouldn't be surprised. And thank you, Jamie Stone. I like my long hair. And Shirley Nelson asks, come on, bro, stand up and walk to your bedroom and sleep in your bed. I don't want to end the stream just yet, and if I sleep, that'll be pretty boring for you guys to watch. So Tadet184 says, also, have you seen that weirdo plunger that goes around the whole room and you shove your hand in it? I have not, but I did see this video of like some plastic thing from Korea where you like just put the plastic around the toilet and flush it and push down. And the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic says you saw a Radcliffe with a beige tank. I have seen a beige Radcliffe with a white tank, but not the other way around. And Darfield Zone asks, what's my opinion on Kohler Darfield urinals? I think they're pretty nice looking. I don't really care for wash down urinals as much, but I do like that black one I found at McDonald's. And so what's the worst toilet I've ever seen? So I have done some punishment days on my toilets, but those ones pretty much most of them had defects. Like the Lamosa Sahara had some minerals in it. The Capizzi had a piece of a flush valve. The Niagara Flapperless got a toothbrush in it. And I'd say the worst toilet I've seen was that Phoenicia toilet at a gas station. If you go to my channel, it's a Valero station. It's got an Elger Correcto and a Phoenicia toilet from Costco. That is the worst toilet I've ever seen. So, what time is it in my state, Daniel Gomez? It is 2:04 p.m. And it's 11:58 in California. Doesn't surprise me since you're on the other side of the country. And Tadet184, you're moving your toilet stuff to a new channel, and it will be called Tadet185. So if you're not subscribed already, go subscribe to Tadet185. And 184 plus 1 is 185. And your CGL Plumbing, your middle school is older than your elementary school, since the middle school was built in, sorry, just got a notification, your middle school was built in the 1980s and your elementary school was built in 2005. So all the Worltons and Highmonts were 2005. Glad they weren't the Eco Highmonts and Worltons. So my elementary school, I don't know when it was built. My high school was built in the 80s and my middle school was built in the 2000s. So not sure what any of them had though. And you'll see your middle school on Monday. Your middle school is built in the 80s, so hopefully you'll find something good. And California Toilet Editor, Wellworth Lights, not really a fan of those. And Daniel Gomez, I got a script logo, 1993 American Standard Yorkville. Where did that toilet used to be at? Well, I found that 1993 Yorkville in a burned down office building. And it was a total wreck when I found it. Had to break the tank off so I could carry it over, but it was a total mess. Glad I got it cleaned up. And welcome to the stream, Lance21. But what's uninstalled? So Kirby Gamer, you've got a Wellworth light in your shed. Definitely punish that one. That would be pretty cool to see. And CGL Plumbing, I'll go check out that video when the live stream's over. And Daniel Gomez says, would you like to meet JMCD in person? Honestly, I think that meeting another toilet enthusiast in person would be pretty cool. And Blue Heron says, hi everyone, recently got into plumbing fixtures and I'm enjoying this channel. Welcome, Blue Heron. Hope to see you on my videos, and if you've got a channel of your own, I'll go subscribe. And Kirby Gamer asks, do I have any toilets that could be punishable? Yes, I do. I've got a Kohler Wellworth light from 1994. Would definitely punish that, but I'm saving it for tests. I've got a 2005 Kohler Highline pressure light, one of those with no bowl rinse, and I'm giving that to BTR, so I'm also not going to punish it. But I do have some pretty bad ones. That Briggs Ultima that I showed earlier in the video, that one's not too good. And so, yeah, I got rid of my Hamilton, though. That thing was junk. Darfield Zone says, one time we saw a 1970s 2 Kohler Wellworth with all original tank parts at a Thai restaurant in your area with a great flush. Wish it was still there. I had a 1972 Kohler Wellworth with the original fill valve and the original handle and flush valve, but unfortunately the flapper was replaced. And I really wish it was there too. That would be really cool to see. Blue Herons College has some really awesome older toilets. Excited to see and hopefully get some pictures and videos of them. And I would definitely go check out your video when you post it. And Lake and Rocks says, my local grocery store has a Glacier Bay toilet. They replaced it with a Universal Rental Concord, and they replaced the Glacier Bay 3 years later, and you're still glad they replaced it with the Concord. Well, Concords are pretty cool. Never seen one before. And Toilets of South Africa, best overall toilet in my collection. Best meaning the best flushed and the best performance. So far, what I've found is that the Devoro has the best performance. Left a little bit of dirt behind in the test. So overall, I would give it to the Modernist and Devoro as a tie. And if my phone breaks due to water damage, I should get a Pixel 6a. I'm not sure. I sort of set on the Samsung Galaxy A50. I think that's what it's called. Not really sure what I have. I'm not really sure what I'm going to get yet. But California Toilet Editor asked if I've seen an American Standard Huron before. I have not. That would be pretty interesting. Aren't they like those? Aren't they like the same as those Crane San Walton toilets? Kirby Gamer says you've got tons of urinals and the same standard urinals. That's really cool. Blue Heron says, my home bathroom has a 1996 American Standard Colony. It's okay, but not perfect. It's better than most of those water-saving toilets nowadays. I did not know colonies went back to 1996. Are you sure it's not a Hydra? And Shirley Nelson says, alright, stand up and walk to your bedroom and sleep in your bed. No thanks, I would rather just continue with the stream. I'll definitely sleep tonight, though. And VTFL says, OMG, I just dropped a chicken fry on my phone while watching it and it almost sent a weird message. Well, yeah, not sure what you would have sent, but if it was a weird message, probably best you didn't send it. So, Cadet 184 says, how is my mom's dishwasher going? Completely unrelated. Well, that dishwasher works pretty well. I tried using it, and it did horribly because I forgot to put the soap in it. But overall, it's done a pretty good job. Got the dishes nice and clean, but we have not secured it yet, so have to hold it in place when you open the door, or else you'll pull the whole thing out. So, Blue Heron, you're a cadet, not cadet, I'm silly. My cat often bumps my hand and makes me press the wrong things. Well, glad your cat's with you. That's pretty cool, but hopefully he doesn't send any weird messages. And Daniel Gomez says the Glacier Bay toilet at Paramount Subway replaced a Kohler Wellworth / Highline pressure light toilet. Well, pretty uncommon for a Subway to have a pressure assist toilet. Usually they've got the cheapest at whatever the cheapest toilet, whatever it may be, and a Glacier Bay definitely fits that description. And you're not converting your Crane Plumbing Galaxy Light to a high tank. That would be a pretty hard project, honestly, but hopefully it'll still work how it normally is. I remember, didn't NJC Plumbing have one? He had one and it sort of clogged a lot. He put it on a high tank and it was pretty cool. And Tadet184 says the Galaxy A50 is not sold anymore. Software to support was discontinued in 2021. Well, that kind of sucks. I was just looking for the one with the best camera. And Blue Heron says you really love the 1970 Kohler Kingston water guards on campus. Great toilets with strong flushes. Glad to hear that. My college had 2014 American Standard AFWALs and 2014 American Standard Washbrooks with flushes that lasted about half a second. Shirley Nelson wants me to sleep in my bedroom and sleep in my bed. I will definitely do that. Definitely going to do it tonight. And Daniel Gomez asked, have I seen a Glenwall Vormax in person? I have never seen a toilet with those two jets before. Never seen any kind of Vormax, Revolution 360, whatever Toto version, and whatever version Toto made. Never seen that design before, but I would like to. Ronaldo Torres says, can I say, I don't want to say that because it's in another language and I don't know what it means. So, Kirby Gamer asks, why bug me about sleep? Maybe Shirley's concern for me wants me to sleep in my bed so that I don't get too tired tomorrow. And Blue Heron says Kohler makes great toilets. Retro Toilets, Utah, Texas, Montana says it's 100 degrees in Utah. That is pretty darn hot. Not sure how hot it is right now, but probably in the 90s. Lance21 says there's an uninstalled Allbrook at your school and you took pictures. Awesome. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see it. And Ronaldo Torres asks, can I say that few words? I don't want to say it because I don't know what it means. If you can show me a Google screenshot from Translate, I might say it, but I really don't want to say anything that might mean something bad. And Tristris389 says, about to start doing flush tests on that one piece. Look forward to seeing it. Blue Heron says, wish they still made the colored toilets. Would love to have a blue one for my bathroom. I think Peerless does still make colored toilets, but they're just front flushers. I know Gerber makes a pink one, but I'm not exactly sure what colored toilets you can get. And Drago the Dragon 2.0 says, smash some toilets. I will dissect my Elger Waco due to siphon jet damage, and I'm not sure when that video will be posted, but I'm definitely going to dissect that one. Tadet184 says you're in the car going to Walmart and just got in an accident. Well, that sucks. Hope no one got hurt. And Toilets, Retro Toilets, Utah, Texas, Montana says 87 instead of 103. Definitely more pleasant. And Blue Heron says, got a question. With the 1996 American Standard Colony replaced in my bathroom as it was built in the late 60s, so it is not original. Maybe a cadet was there before. I don't know. It depends on when your house, like what area your house is in. Not gonna get into like location or anything, but if you look at the bathtub or if the sink is original, you might be able to tell by like the certain shape of it or whatever brand it is. And Daniel Gomez 2004 says they started making pressure assist Yorkvilles in 1994 or 1997. I didn't know that. I don't think I've seen any of them that are older than 1994. The oldest I've seen, I believe, was it was like 1998, I think. I saw it at a gas station in like Kentucky or something. So Retro Toilets, Utah, Texas, Montana says, what is my least favorite toilet or urinal? Least favorite toilet is the Kohler Highline pressure lights, the new ones. And my least favorite urinal, I'd say probably the Sloan Water Freeze. I really don't care for those. Or maybe the Acorn metal urinals. Those just are boring. And Lycan Rocks 36 says, you went to your grandpa's house near your house, stayed for a bit, and went to the bathroom before leaving, and found a blue forward trap which didn't siphon. Well, that kind of sucks. You might stick a screwdriver in the siphon jet and clear that out so it doesn't get replaced. And Ronaldo Torres says, does the United States have HCG toilets? I don't think so, but I think I've seen a video of those in like Vietnam or Thailand or something. And Tadet 184 didn't get into an accident, just barely avoided it. That is real nice. Glad no one got hurt or in an accident. CGL Plumbing says, yeah, that was kind of your inspiration, and it works fine, and just didn't want your dad to replace a perfectly fine toilet because it was special that it was a Galaxy Light where I did my first flush. Yeah, honestly, I'd take the Galaxy Light over a new toilet. And so Blue Heron says, would love to have a blue standard cadet. That would be awesome. I don't believe I've ever seen one in person, although I did find a blue standard cadet tank lid destroyed at that pile of toilets. And Kirby Gamer found an Instanto. Looked weird, but the flush was good. And California Toilet Editor filmed two church restroom yesterday. I'll go check out those videos if I haven't already, and I'll leave a comment. And Daniel Gomez 2004 says, have you seen an early generation 1.6 gallon F-wall in person before? Yes, I found some at the zoo. I'm trying to remember where it was. I think it was the San Antonio Zoo. I found a couple early 2000s F-walls with the 1.6 logos. It was in that blue tiled bathroom. I think the urinals were like 5 Bardens or something. But if you go check out that video, it was at, I believe I labeled it Subway because that was the other thing that was in that building. And Ronaldo Torres asked, which is better, Compton or Cadet? I actually did a comparison, so go check out that video. I think I would definitely choose a Cadet. But Darfield Zone asks, what toilet have I seen get replaced with a Glacier Bay Power Flush? I have never seen, I've only seen one Glacier Bay Power Flush, and it was in an apartment building originally built with 1970s VHP toilets. So if I had to guess, I'd guess it replaced a 1974 VHP. And the CGL Plumbing's Crane Galaxy Light does not clog, and it flushes urine better than newer toilets. Yeah, definitely save that if it's nothing's wrong with it. And Blue Heron says the 1.28 gallon per flush toilets really lack that great performance that older toilets have. They just clog too easily. What I've found is that a lot of the 1.28 gallon toilets, they've got really short flushes, but they do take my tests pretty well. I haven't used enough of them to really tell how they do on just in a normal setting, but I imagine that like they're definitely more of the older ones are better, but 1.28 gallon ones, they're not as good, but I've seen some of them do pretty well. And Drago the Dragon 2.0 says, can you get a YouTube shout out? So yeah, I guess why not? Shout out to Drago the Dragon 2.0. And so Lycan Rocks says that your grandpa might keep the toilet and he's weird. Okay, so yeah, good that he's keeping that blue forward trap toilet. And Laura Martin says, what portable restroom cleaning crews have you heard of? I saw a truck. I think I don't know. It was at some camping trip. It was like it started with an L and it was a long name, but I don't know. It was a long time ago. And I did see a waste disposal service called BTR though. That was pretty interesting. And Darfield Zone says that you found a 2001 American Standard Cadet pressure assist at Cold Zone, and that 2007 American Standard Cadet that had some issues replaced with Glacier Bay Power Flushes. So yeah, good riddance to that pressure assist, and the 2007 one, if it had issues, probably best of the year be fixed or replaced. And Retro Toilets Utah, Texas, Montana says, you may not be right now, but when I said, I may not be right, but when you said that your third generation Kohler Wellworth uses 7 gallons, did my Cimarron have that same effect? Because I never used a tub to measure. If you use it, depending on whatever you used as a tank, if you got like, if you used like the regular Cimarron tank, that would probably hold about 2 gallons overfilled. If you used like some sort of storage bin or whatever, you'd get the measurement off of that, but honestly, I don't know. And then Tadet 184 says the Renaissance is getting replaced with a Pro Flush. Good decision there. And Darfield Zone says the 2007 Cadet was at a Mexican restaurant. Was it that one where you tested the 2007 Cadet and the Ingenium, and they like both did rather miserably? I think I remember that. And Kirby Gamer asks if you should go on a road trip on I-35 and I-40. I don't know what states those are in, but if you want, by all means. And Daniel Gomez 2004 asks if I have done construction before. Yes, I have. I volunteered for Habitat for Humanity with my grandpa, and I helped build some houses. I think I only worked on like one or two, but they ended up having Vortons medalists, and I did that before I was filming, so I don't have any of them on my channel. And Floridian Toilets and Computers has to go, so glad you could join us, but it was nice having you, but if you've got to go, then go talk to your friend. But live stream's been going on for about an hour and 20 minutes now, and I have some other stuff to do, so I'm thinking of ending at about an hour and 30 minutes. Not sure what time that'll be. Maybe in about 2:30. I'll end the stream 2:30 Central Time. So it was great having you. I'm gonna be on for about 10 more minutes, but I'm gonna have to go pretty soon. So Retro Toilets Utah, Texas, Montana says, do I like the Elger Correcto non-blowout urinals? I don't care for those. My grandma's Wendy's has one from 1987, and it doesn't seem to do that great. It's kind of dirty, and the toilet's a Winfield that replaced a Kilgore, I think. But I haven't really seen too many of those Elger Correctos. I know there's a hotel that's got them as well, but I'd rather see it than a Washbrook just due to rarity. And Darfield Zone asks that it also has a 2005 Kohler Highline Ingenium and a 2019 Kohler Freshman, which are still there. That's pretty nice. Got a good selection there. Blue Heron is thinking of visiting the local Restore and seeing what vintage fixtures they have. They have some really cool colored toilets. That's awesome. You should do a video. And you're welcome, Drago the Dragon 2.0. So, Frenzy Toilet Fanatic says, lol, while we're on the topic of shoutouts, think you're hinting at something there, so shout out Frenzy Toilet Fanatic. And so Recycle God says, your middle school has a 1970s Kohler Boltons, Wellworth, and Highcrest, but you're not going to film them. Well, I mean, it's your choice whether to film them or not. I go watch the video, but if you don't want to film them, that's totally up to you. And Tadet 184, hope you get out of that traffic jam. And what's up, Kane, OG boy? Glad to have you on the stream. And ADI Plumbing asks, has anyone used my toilet? Yeah. A bunch of people have used my toilet, actually. So, Kirby Gamer says Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Are you going there, or have you been there? And MSI Shorts says Ming Mong. Retro Toilets Utah, Texas, Montana says I used a 2001 Kohler Wellworth pressure light, and look out for me doing a flushometer test for my Cimarron, because what's left of the trapway is what I'm doing as soon as I can get what's in the siphon. So look forward to seeing that Cimarron on a flushometer. What's up, Rob Long? Glad you could make it. CJL Plumbing says, first Galaxy light that was replaced with a Vormax in 2016 because it was clogged with baby wipes, because your dad flushed them and it got replaced with the Vormax. Yeah, don't flush baby wipes, guys. They say they're flushable, but they're not. There are these videos of plumbers coming up with the snakes, just got a big old glob of those wipes, and it's really disgusting, and it causes possibly property damage. So don't flush those baby wipes, just throw them in the trash. California Toilet Editor has seen a 2000s Kohler Wellworth pressure light before. I have too. Found one from 2003 at an antique store in Ohio. And not gonna film it? Yeah, not really worth your storage space. Liam asks if I can do more punishment tests. If I get another toilet that's worthy of punishment that I would like to punish, I hope I can get another punishment day done while my grandma still lives in her old house, because that is pretty much the only place I can do them. So I'll try to get one done, but I might not. So I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know. I'll put a picture of the thumbnail on a community post if I do one, and I'll let you know when it's going to be uploaded. Daniel Gomez says they started making the elongated front-flushing Elger Patriot Savoy toilets in 1997, and they started making the round ones in 1999. So that seems about right to me. I used to have a 1999 Elger Savoy. I did see a 1999 Elger Cypress with a siphon jet though. Must have made those a little bit longer. And CTMI Plumbing might bring your friend to the Restore and see what toilets they have. That'd be pretty cool. And Frenzy Toilet Fanatic asks, have I ever seen a case tank on a different toilet? Well, considering that a lot of case toilets from the 50s have those one single bolt that connects at the bottom of the flush valve, I don't really think it would be compatible with many other toilets unless it was mounted on the wall. But I have not seen a different toilet with a case tank, but I have seen a 1963 case toilet with a 1980s Peerless tank. So Tadet 184, gotta leave. Glad you were here, and glad you were here, and see you later. So, first time to Oklahoma and Tennessee, Kirby Gamer. I've been to both. I went to Oklahoma for a Boy Scout summer camp, and I went to Tennessee on the way. I went to Tennessee to see. I guess I went to Tennessee. Why can't I remember what I saw? But I went. I think there was some sort of attraction there that I went to go see. But CSM Plumbing asked if I've ever seen a 1960s to 70s Kohler Kingston. I have seen one. I've seen one 1975 Kohler Kingston at the San Luis Resort in Galveston. And Kirby Gamer says, hang on, I believe you live near I-35 East. I don't know where I-35 is. Must be in Texas. And Retro Toilets Utah, Texas, Montana says, congrats to the following top 5 channels who get their shout out: OCC Plumbing and Restorations, BTR Plumbing, KDMC Plumbing, Vintage Toilets Texas, and VTF Miniatures. Thanks for the shout outs. Look forward to seeing more videos. Lake and Rocks 36 says, my Glacier Bay toilet I have in my downstairs bathroom never clogs. Not lying, it never clogs. I am glad to hear that. Even if it's a Glacier Bay, glad it never clogs on you. And Kirby Gamer says you live by I-35 West and I-820. Not sure where that is. CGL Plumbing says the second one got replaced with a Champion 4 because they wanted something taller. Still hate that replacement to this day. The only remaining Galaxy Light is the one where I did my first flush. Well, I've got to agree with you on that one. Champion 4s, my grandma had one in her house, left everything behind. It was disgusting. I hated it. So I replaced it with a 1993 Mansfield Imperial. And the Frenzy Toilet Fanatic saw an Elger Ellis with a case tank. Must have been that 60s case tank, because I don't think the 50s ones would be compatible with it. CTMI Plumbing, my favorite toilet is my 1930 standard, why can't I think of it now? Standard Siacto. And ADI Plumbing says, did you know that 1956 cadets are very rare? Yeah, they are pretty rare. Find a toilet like that. They're pretty common in like the 1950s. They were common, but nowadays it's kind of hard to find them. So, total replacement. The total of the toilet replacement and baby wipes flush was $1,200. Yeah, don't flush baby wipes. And Lycan Rocks asked if you can have a shout out. Sure thing. Shout out to capital X, lowercase x, Lycan Rocks 36, lowercase x, capital X 36. So then Drago the Dragon 2.0 says bye and thanks for the shout out. Good to see you here and hope to see you again. Darfield Zone says, what is the worst hotel room you've ever seen? And that yours was in a Holiday Inn in Georgia. It was poorly maintained, had roaches, and there was some of them on my bed. That's pretty disgusting. We usually get pretty good hotels, but I would say that the worst for the toilet, I'd say the worst was the one with the sewer issues. The toilets didn't work right because there was some sort of problem with the building. It was like this old building that was like hundreds of years old. It was in Austria, and the toilets just didn't work right. There was old European shelf toilets. And I-35 runs from Minnesota to Laredo, Texas. It's a long road. But I don't know, the worst hotel room I've been to, I don't know, I really don't. I haven't been to very many bad ones. And Darfield Zone says hygiene products. I assume that, yeah, there were hygiene products left behind in the hotel room. I would have expected that the cleaning service would have gotten that. But anyway, for those of you whose questions I didn't answer, I'm sorry, but I'll try to answer the rest of them. But I'll answer the questions that were posted up until 2:30. But I gotta go. So it was really nice having you guys here, and I appreciate all the support I've gotten over the past 3 years. So Daniel Gomez, or Ramon Gomez actually, 2010 to 11, says Mansfield Alto toilets were introduced in 1990. I've seen them go as old as 1992, but I imagine if you live up near like Ohio or something, you'd find some from like 1990. And Ramon Gomez, 2010 to 11, says the Mansfield 210, which are the Imperials, were discontinued in late 1996. I kind of didn't someone find one from 1997, or maybe that was something else. But yeah, I wish I'd find more of those. They're pretty cool. Darfield Zone says you called the front desk and the buttons were sticky and had some weird stuff on them. Toilet and or it was a Peerless Hancock. That's pretty disgusting. Hopefully they get that place cleaned up. Blue Heron says that the worst hotel room we've been in had an awful toilet. It wouldn't flush correctly at all. Newer Gerber toilet, 1.28 gallons. I smashed one of those. It did so horribly on the dirt test. Didn't want to pass it on to anyone. And ADI Plumbing got a 1935 Cadet in your grandma's bathroom. That's really cool. I think Cadets were introduced in 1936, though. And Frizzy Toilet Fanatic asked the worst pool I've ever seen. The worst pool? I don't know. I really have no idea, because all the pools I've been to were kept pretty nice. Except that there was one time where my pool had sort of greenish water. They didn't really keep up on the maintenance or get the chlorine or filtration. Something was off, but that was just one day. Then someone threw up in it and they had to close the whole thing down and drain out the entire pool. So yeah, as for the restrooms though, the worst pool restrooms got to be the one with that Vorten's toilet and the Proflow urinal, because the toilet was cracked and leaking. CSM Plumbing, you can get a shout out also. Shout out to CSM Plumbing. Retro Toilets Utah, Texas, and Montana says, I'm positive I'll go to Bozeman, Montana, where my grandpa's house is, and bring back the 2 Mansfield Altos for some tests as soon as I can clean the stuff out of them. I'll upload maybe in August. I definitely look forward to seeing tests on those. Michigan Toilet Productions says, my school I went to last year has 1940s Kohler Penrins with the original flush valves, but they might get replaced. Hopefully they don't get replaced. I really look forward to seeing the videos if you do post them. But if they've been around since the 40s, I expect they probably won't get replaced. And Kirby Gamer, it was nice to have you here. So, California Toilet Editor, those vintage Kohler flushometer toilets are pretty awesome. So, it is now 1:30 in Utah. It is 1:32 here, but I'm still answering questions that were posted at 1:30. So, bye guys, it was nice to see you. And since I'm ending the stream, I will go walk up to my bedroom as Shirley Nelson requested, but I don't think I'll sleep in my bed. So, Ramon Gomez 2011 says that you remember I filmed a Walgreens with the pressure assist cadets, and one of the pressure assist cadets had a circle hole in the middle of the lid, and people put stuff in it and then you cleaned it up. Yeah, there was a flange bolt. I put a flange bolt in the tank lid. That was really strange. And Blue Heron, I'm glad you enjoyed my live stream. It was nice to have you here, and I really hope to do it again sometime. CGL Plumbing, I think I gave you a shout out already, but once again, shout out to you again. So, yeah, I think that's about it for my live stream. And if you look behind me, you can see all the stuff that's on my wall. Got a nice selection of ball cocks mounted. So, anyway, really nice to have you guys here. I really appreciate the support I've gotten, and I look forward to seeing you on my channel, and I will watch on your channels too. So, thank you again, and goodbye.